With a card game as diverse as Yu-Gi-Oh, everybody has their own stories. Whether they were introduced to it by their friends or the anime made its first impression like the marketing machine it was. But I'll bet very few people were given their first Yu-Gi-Oh cards by Konami themselves. This is my Yu-Gi-Oh story. So a little background, I was fortunate enough to grow up in Southern California, and because of that I was able to experience a lot of fun things as a child. One of my favorite things to do over the summer was to attend focus groups, a type of group interview that companies will conduct with their consumers as a form of market research. Basically, they get a bunch of people, show them an upcoming product, and get their thoughts. As a kid, I was able to attend a few of these for toy companies, play with a toy, answer some questions, and get a free gift at the end of it. This one focus group in particular I'm thinking of, the details are a little fuzzy, but looking back with the knowledge that I have now, I realized this was actually for Konami. So I was in a group of about 10 other young boys and we played this baseball video game that used motion controls. Based on what I remember about the characters being chibi style with floating limbs, I know now that this was an entry for Konami's Power Pro Baseball series, which was normally Japan only except for one released on the Nintendo Wii. Ah, I see, now it's all coming together. Funny thing is, as I'm finishing up this video, they've announced another cross-promotion between Yu-Gi-Oh and Power Pro, so there's some extra validation. It was a fun time, but the part of the story that really made me realize this was Konami when thinking back as an adult was because afterwards each kid was given a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Now, I had always been a Pokemon kid, the anime, the video games, the card game, you name it. I know a little about Yu-Gi-Oh, but had never really participated in anything for it. So being given a fresh pack of cards from a Konami employee was my first Yu-Gi-Oh experience. Based on the cards I pulled, it was a pack of Dark Revelation Volume 3. I remember so vividly cards like Masked Dragon, Element Dragon, Red Eyes Black Chick, the Trojan Horse, Sandwich, and Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 4. I didn't pull any holos, but this one card with shiny text indicating the second lowest rarity absolutely captivated me. For one thing, it was a dragon, and on top of that it had this really cool Egyptian theming. Also, the fact that its effect hinted at there being a more powerful version of itself was really interesting. I had no idea what it could have possibly looked like or effect that it could have had, but this instantly became my favorite card despite not knowing how to play, and despite never really owning enough cards to build a full deck until I would officially start my Yu-Gi-Oh journey a few years later. But this was the first time I ever owned Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I actually still have the exact card. I know it's just a dumb little story about pulling a rare from a pack, and at the time I didn't even really know I was actually at Konami, but nowadays it's honestly cool to me in retrospect. It's kind of a shame I never ended up playing a real Horus deck, because it's actually really neat despite being part of the fumbled level up mechanic. The basics are that one monster of a low level has an effect to summon another of the same name with a higher level, and so on and so on. Horus level 4 is immune to spell effects, and level 8 can just negate any spell card for no cost with no limits. And you know, I tried building a modern Horus deck in Master Duel, but I don't think it worked out that well. It was basically just Rose Dragon Tenyi with Horus and level up clogging the hands. I did get some wins against noobs in casual, but that doesn't count.
Now we're good to go. We summon Red Rose Dragon, Special Summon, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, Activate Effect, Special Summon, Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 6, and now we enter battle phase. We attack with Horus, we attack directly with Red Eyes, and then to be safe we set we set 2 here. And now proceed to end phase and activate Horus's effect. Yes, please. By sending Horus level 6, we can special summon Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8, which by the way has 3000 attack and can negate any spell for no reason.
I think there's something special about everyone's first Yu-Gi-Oh card. Each one tells a story and is special in its own way. And when you're a kid with no money and lots of imagination, it seems like these stories last even longer. So let me know your first Yu-Gi-Oh experience because I'm so interested to hear others. At least I get to brag just a little bit because Konami themselves gave me my first Yu-Gi-Oh card.